Hello. Today I am going to be sharing another book stack with you. See if I can lift it and not have it crash on me. here's my here's my book stack. Um I am very excited about this stack because in the mornings, something that I do as part of my morning routine is I'm slower in the mornings. I don't wake up super quickly and I take my time. And so part of that is I pick a book that I read and I enjoy while my tea is heating up, my hot water is heating up for my tea. And I just kind of have a slower morning and I take a few minutes to read. So this this little stack of books are examples of books that I have used in the morning to read and to get myself started on the day. And I'm going to share some of them with you today. Oh, yay! Megan just joined and she also agrees that yes, she moves very slow in the mornings. She said her blood is kind of thick first thing in the morning. I love that visual. That love it. Yeah. So yeah, these are books that so I do enjoy reading my Bible. I do enjoy devotionals. I am a Christian and I am a Bible believing Christian and I spend a lot of time reading the Bible, but these are not religious books. So in the mornings, I it's not something I reading the Bible is not always something I want to jump straight into. Sometimes I need just something else to think about and process. And so these are non-religious choices to start your day. So the first one is Out of Order, Inner Calm, and it is by Gretchen Rubin. This is it's like fun little essays and thoughts and things that she's gone through as she worked on decluttering, and it's full of just like tips and fun ideas. The chapters are very short. There's lots of space. There's even like clip art and stuff. There's little poems. There's bullet points of things that you can do. So if you are feeling like this springtime, especially if you're feeling like your house just needs a little bit of decluttering energy, or maybe you just want to create some more order to the chaos that's happening, this is an excellent choice. This will help you like with your homemaking kinds of things. Okay. This one I absolutely loved. It's called How to Keep House While Drowning by Casey Davis. The audiobook is also really fun to listen to, but it's you can see it's a short little book, but this is an excellent book to read. I mean, the chapters are ADHD friendly. They're super short. And she says at the beginning, like she is a neurodiverse and she has ADHD and she struggles with, making progress. And so if you're struggling with just like basic house care, homemaking, just this book will meet you with kindness and practical tips. And you could read just a little piece every morning and have something that you could work on that day. Or just think about. It's so good. Love that book. Consider This by Nedra Glover Twab. I hope I say her name right. Love this author. I have all of her books. I'm really excited to get her newest one. But this is all about boundaries, and she shares little pieces from what she has shared on Instagram. I believe they were originally Instagram captions. And you can see I've written all over this because I just love it so much. So little tiny snippets that they're just like, I read it and then I sit there and drink my tea in the morning, maybe do a little bit of journaling, maybe make myself like a bullet point list of thoughts from it, and just so powerful, so good. Sometimes I end up texting one of those things to my sister or to a friend, and just love it. And it's thick, but there's a lot of white space, so it is really easy to get through quickly. Okay, next. The Lazy Genius Kitchen by Kendra Adachi. I love Kendra's stuff. She's just so practical and wonderful. So I really like how the chapters are structured really small, and there's a lot of like art, hand-drawn art in here, and like charts, and it's just like if you are struggling with meal planning, with organizing your kitchen, with making your kitchen a space that you enjoy and you feel efficient in, this is the book that you need to read. And it would be so easy to read this in 5-minute pieces. I believe I took it with me when I had like a bunch of appointments, or I had times when I was going to be interrupted. And this book is very friendly for if you're being interrupted, because it's really easy to go back to, catch back up with. And the way that she writes is just so approachable. So there you go. There's another one. So those are all kind of like practical areas that you might be struggling in: home, organizing, the kitchen, boundaries. Let's do kind of a more broader piece. Oh, I didn't get I always take the covers off my hardbacks because I like the just niceness of a clean book. But I forgot to grab the cover for this one. I'm sorry. This is The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. When people talk about a non-religious devotional, this is the top of the list, and for a reason. So he has it laid out so that you can do, like, he has it so like February 14th, February 15th, and here's like March, and he's got I've written in this one as well. I've read through it several times. He quotes Marcus Aurelius. He quotes Epictetus. Lots of famous Stoics who have gone before, and just the Stoic philosophy I find very interesting, and it's something that that I'm kind of drawn to. And while I don't adopt all of the philosophy, it's really wonderful to read a few of these while my tea heats up in the morning, and then making myself a couple of notes in my journal, and then like let that kind of sink in throughout the day. So it's something that like it gives my brain something to kind of mull over. So that is The Daily Stoic. Love that one. This one is Create Anyway by Ashley Gadd. You can kind of, there we go. Sorry, my lamp is really bright. And this one is not written in like a devotional style, but the chapters are really short, and then they're also beautiful. She's got a lot of beautiful photography. Sorry, lost my words. A lot of beautiful photography and stories. I feel like it's a really great book for going in and out of really easily. You can pick it up and read it in small pieces. It's actually written for moms, specifically for moms of young kids. She was a young mom when she wrote this book. Well, maybe not. Yeah, she was a pretty young mom when she wrote that book. So if you are struggling with making space for creativity and managing kids and all of the caretaking tasks and finding yourself and all of that, I highly recommend grabbing this, keeping it on your nightstand, or keeping it around the house and just picking it up throughout the day or in the mornings when you have time. So Create Anyway. Also, can't remember if I said this earlier. I will put all of these titles in the replay along with links to the author's pages and the books and all the things. So don't worry, the replay will have all the things you need if you are here on the live. And thank you for coming to the live. I appreciate it. If you guys have books that you would like to recommend, put them in the chat and I will share that in the video as well. Okay. I got to catch my breath. I get so excited. All right. Whew, we're moving on. The next one is called Daily Rituals. So this is kind of in the theme of creativity and creative recovery. And I listened to the audiobook of this, and then I also found this at the used bookstore, and I snatched it up. So this book is so funny. And so there is 161 authors and creative people that are featured in this book. And it's by Mason Curry. And he goes back, he did like all of this extensive research, and he went back And like, here's the, like, you can see so many, like each one of these is a chapter, and each it's a person. So we have Tom Stoppard, we have Chuck Close, John Adams. Let me pick some that are like super familiar. Franz Kafka, James Joyce, Sylvia Plath, Louis Armstrong, T.S. Eliot, Nikola Tesla, John Milton, Rene Descartes. There is Hemingway, Franklin, Faulkner. Like there's like composers and painters and scientists, and he goes through and he shares information on what their routines were like, what their writing. Oh, here's Jane Austen. What their writing area looked like, or what their creative routine was. He even includes, oh, that's got a naked lady on it. I'm not gonna show that one. He includes pictures. And I mean, just, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I can't remember which famous person would write in the nude in the mornings. Somebody else would go to a hotel and with a pack of cigarettes and then finish their work there. Here's Maya Angelou. Like, it's such a wide variety of different kinds of people and the crazy things that they would do to get their creative work done. And it's very inspiring because I always think, oh, I'm not doing like the right creative routine, or I have to go through this specific process. But just reading some of these stories in here, the audiobook is hilarious. You will be inspired. Oh, okay. There is no perfect way to be creative. And there was some pretty crazy stuff that some of these people did. It's amazing that they were able to produce anything, especially considered how much like drinking they were doing and stuff. It's funny. It's funny. Okay. Moving on. So read at your own risk, but it's hilarious. Okay. The next one is The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. I devoured this. It was by my nightstand. I'm going to try to find some like examples of how short. So like, here's a chapter. There's a half a page and a half a page, and then like a short little poem. And here's like another half a page and a half a page. Here's one that's a page, 2 pages and 2.5 pages. And so each of these is like small snippets of things that he thought about as far as like the creative life. It's very well designed, and the interior design is done very well. It's got a lot of white space. So you could journal inside here. You could write your own notes if you wanted. Whenever I read this, I end up getting out my writing notebook and making some notes for myself, or I also get out my journal and start journaling some ideas, because it's one of those things where you read the paragraph and then you like have to like think about it. And it's like, oh, that's just really deep, and it's really helpful, very insightful. So I haven't gotten to read much else by him, but I am very intrigued, and I've definitely enjoyed this one. So that is The Creative Act. The next one is actually 2 books. I'll start you with this one. This is 100 Poems That Matter by poets.org. And this is it's just, like I said, a book of poems. So you could pick this up and read 1 or 2 poems. If that's something that you enjoy, or maybe something that you struggle with, or maybe something that you haven't dived into. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with poetry. Sometimes I enjoy it. Sometimes I read it and I'm like, I just don't get it. It just doesn't like settle with me. I don't know. So I'm trying to appreciate poetry more. So you could pick up a book like this. There's lots of compilation kinds of books. I think I got this at a used bookstore. There's tons of books like this where it's like poems that have been gathered about nature, or I specific topics. And you could just pick up one of these and read a poem or two. And maybe you don't do it every day, but maybe you do it a couple times a week, and that will make a huge impact on your mental life. And then with that, this is a poet that I read recently on an online book club, Mary Oliver. This is her compilation Devotions. It's just got poetry from a bunch of her different books. And yeah, it's just poems. And so I would keep this next to my tea kettle. And as my hot water was heating up in the wintertime, I would read a poem or two and then just kind of let it percolate. Sometimes I would read it out loud to the dog or to my kids if they were in the kitchen. And it was interesting. I enjoyed it. So pick up a poetry book that you might be interested in. And then last but not least is the Book of Alchemy by Zakula Jawad. I hope I said her name right. Love this. I took the cover off. Sorry. The cover is also really bright and colorful. This is the inside of the hardback, and you can put your own name on the front, which is really cool. But it's after you get past the first chapter, which is like the description and why she wrote this book, which is a fascinating story. There's just these pieces where it's an essay written by someone, and then they have like a writing prompt at the end of the essay. So like here is an essay, and here is a prompt. And then here is an essay, and here's a prompt. So you can see that they're really nice and short, but they're also very thought-provoking. So I have really enjoyed the essays in this. It's been very helpful for me to like work on creative recovery and get my brain started. And oftentimes I will start with this and my journal, and then excuse me, and then I will move into my writing work. Sorry, I need some iced tea. So I've loved this book. This has been super helpful. A really great way to get myself going in the creative process. Oh my goodness. So that is my stack of 10. I will be putting everything in the replay, and I'm so sorry. And I'm very excited to share all these books with you. All right.